Good morning to all and one. Today, I am going to discuss the very useful topic for the purpose of your competition. Competitions which you will appear for the net and the judiciary executive. And in objective, one or two question or even if 3 and 4 questions may be asked from today's topic. And apart this or these objective questions, some questions also be uh, asked by the examiner as a descriptive questions. Therefore, today's topic is for all purposes very useful topic. And I am going to discuss the topic which is directly related to the cooperative federalism, especially in India with comparison to Canadian system. And apart this cooperative federalism, there is some other kind of queries which are going to be developed after the 1990 in India. That is the competitive federalism. Competitive federalism vis-a-vis cooperative federalism, or in another word, you can say the cooperative federalism versus the competitive federalism. This is the topic of today. Now the area which I will discuss or we will cover the area, which are the area where you will enter to prove our today's issue or today's argument. For supporting the today's argument relating to the cooperative federalism and the competitive federalism, we have the scope to discuss it with the reference of Constituent Assembly debate, some provisions of Canadian Constitution, and some provisions of American Constitution, Australian too, and other aspect is related to the some decisions delivered by the American courts in this regard, and the observation of honorable judges, jurists, philosophers, social reformers, constitution makers, and the other definitions which has given by some academician of Australia who were uh, teaching there and who taught the constitutional law in their country. Therefore, these are the areas which will be covered by the taking some kind of support or for taking the support to prove the argument that with reference to the cooperative federalism and its scope in India, why this concept has emerged, when it has emerged, whereas in the beginning there was the debate after the enforcement of the constitution that the quasi-federalism is existing in India up to the 1962 and 63. There are two cases, automobile transport company case and West Bengal case. And there were the cases, automobile case was decided in 1962 versus the state of Rajasthan. Another is the West Bengal versus Union of India. Then automatically came the another case, and that is very leading case relating to the state of Rajasthan versus Union of India 1977 case. And by that case, the dimension of the federalism had changed in India with relate to various dimensions and facets components of these special kind of federalism, which is called the cooperative federalism. And cooperative federalism, please mind it, it is a subject matter of the various competitions, including the civil services, province and union, whatever is there. And it is being asked. And if you will see the earlier papers, that question has asked by the examiners, and some provisions which I will discuss with relate and in reference of the constitutional provisions in India relating to the some aspect which is written under constitution in the various articles. These are also a subject matter of objective questions in the competition as a preliminary examination. Therefore, these are the issues which please give the attention and go through it and collect the material references I am giving, and I will upload my lecture, today's lectures, 2 lectures on YouTube also. Again and again, if you are interested, you can hear these ones. Now, I am entering that part of the cooperative federalism. As I have said that the observation given by the K.C. Weir was the professor of the constitutional law in Australia. He taught the constitutional law to the student and continuously studied on the constitutional system. And he said that, in nutshell, what kind of the federalism should be, what are the essential elements to apply the federalism. He said that although there is no possibility of complete federalism, there is no possibility, even if in the American Constitution you have seen the Article 1 subclause 8, at the same time Article 1 subclause 10 also, and some other provisions, 12 system of the citizenship you have also seen there. And therefore these are the aspect which says that there is a federalism. It is written in their constitution. The federal government, province government, or state government, it is written, and they have their separate domain. But still there is a controversy about the complete federalism with reference to the American Constitution. So therefore, K.C. Weir said that there is no complete federalism anywhere. Means that sovereign will be, the single sovereign will be there, and the unity integrity will be the paramount factor for maintaining and for the protecting the sovereign concept in a particular country. And another side, defense, communication, and some other subjects are in the hand of the federal government in USA also. Therefore, the domain is separate, dual citizenship is there, constitutional system is different, but separate. At the same time, there is some problem relating to the application of complete federalism. Therefore, in somehow, if there are the more elements, which are the elements as I have narrated, 7 and 8 elements relating to the application of federalism is there, and applied in a country political system and constitutional provisions, that is called the basically the federal country or nation with reference to this federal system. Therefore, that federal system, according to the K.C. Weir and Jeremy Frank also, they have given the new words. Some jurist has given the new words or the cake federalism. Cake, top it is there, and most of the provisions are applying in a particular political system according to the provision of the constitution of that country. It is called the federalism. Therefore, in that aspect of 1977, in India also, the new dimension has emerged relating to the federalism from the quasi-federalism to the other kind of federalism. And court has also said in many of the judgment, including the S.R. Bommai and Kuldeep Nair's judgment, 2006 judgment, and Keshwanand Bharti judgment, if you will see. So in various judgments, the court has laid down the principle that the federal system is existing in the India. But now the another issue which has to be discussed here to prove the argument of the cooperative federalism. Therefore, if you will see the Constituent Assembly debate, in the Constituent Assembly debate, 25th November 1949, there is a debate of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and what he said about the federal character of the Constitution. He said that about the federal character of the Constitution, and if you will see, there is that speech is cited in the uh, Constituent Assembly debate, CAD debate of volume 7, page number 43 and 34 or 30, 33, 34 is also there. There are two statements. Therefore, the point is what he said that the chairman of the draft committee of the Constitution and a member of the Constituent Assembly, he has said that in India, whenever the situation will arise in future, it will take its shape relating to the unitary as well as the federal or quasi-federal, whatever the situation will arise, and according to that situation, the constitutional system relating to this federal concept will take its shape. That has said in the Constituent Assembly. This was the object, that was the basically the intention of our founding fathers, constitution makers, to give the direction for the nature or as a nature of the constitutional system in the India. So that's why there is a scope about this one. And if you will see the some writers in India also, including the D.D. Basu and others also, they have said about the nature of the constitution in India. This nature is basically of federal nature of the constitution, federal nature of the constitution. But sometimes there is a debate of unitary system, because under Article 1 you can see there is one world, the India, that is the Bharat, is the union of states, union world, and that world was also debated in the Constituent Assembly. Why they are including or insulting this word or incorporating in the Constitution under Article 1 union. So it has said that because of the strengthness, why they are avoiding this federal word, whereas in the GOI in 1935 you have seen that there is a word of federalism, but in our constitution there is a union, and they have taken the support of the earlier that is the 1946 plan and the other aspect to prove why we are incorporating that word union about it. Thus this concept is very much debated in the constituent assembly, and that requires to be said that the union word is proper. It has incorporated in our constitutional system under Article 1. Now the indication of all the writers, including the writers, they have written on the federal government, modern federalism, and at that time belongs to that countries and taught the constitution in their system. But as I have said that our constitutional system, for the purpose of this basically of the that federal nature, it is a model of the Canadian constitution, and you have already seen the section basically of that constitution of BNA Act of the 1867, section 91, 92 and 95 also. There is 95 also. So therefore there is a single citizenship. In Canada also there is a single citizenship, or in India there is also the single citizenship. Our model is based on the section 91 of BNA Act 1867. But the constitution of the Canada is now of the 1982. It is the constitution, but I'm talking about the BNA Act. Please don't forget that the BNA Act is a British North American Act, which is called the Canada, and that is the agreement in between the crown and the political leader of that country. And there is separate constitution now in operation. But most of the provisions incorporated in Constitution of 1982 in Canada uh, is based on this BNA Act of 1867. Therefore, the model which we have adopted either from that GOI Act 1935 or the another part of that which is called basically of the model of the Canada. Now, one of the another aspect relating to this new dimension of uh, federal system in India, which is called the cooperative federalism. And when we will enter into this cooperative aspect of or the competitive federalism versus competitive federalism, there is two aspects. One is just after competitive, as I have pointed out that after the 1990 and after the system of this 1990 of the economic policy adopted in India, I will discuss this matter tomorrow. This is the which reference to the GST amended by the 101 of the Constitution. Therefore, these are the positions which said that this should be the new dimension. Or but the cooperative federalism, think over it. As I have said that there are some areas which are required to be discussed in the beginning in uh, today's back lecture, and that is one of the aspect which I have pointed out today back, that is the meaning of the federalism. And federalism is the origin of course 787, as you have seen the Hamilton and the other ideologies given with reference to the American Constitution when it had framed in that year after the independence of war in America. But some dictionary meaning is also there apart from the meaning given by the that Hamilton and other jurists of that time, 787. The dictionary meaning says that it is a basically Latin word. The origin of this is the Latin word which is said to be foetus, foetus, Foedus, and the meaning of this foetus is agreement. The meaning of this foetus is agreement. I am just referring this word or as a origin which is written in the Latin term is called the federalism. The origin of the federalism word is the foetus. Foetus is the meaning in English is agreement in between the two political organization within the same territory of the single country. In a country it is a matter, and therefore the agreement now after the meaning of this Latin term alters, it is clear that the cooperative federalism is the agreement in between the union as well as the state in the context of this Indian constitutional system. This is very clear. It is an agreement in between two. And what kind of agreement? Whether they come together, this is not the point. But the point is that no, the constitution makers had provided the scopes for the both the state, both the political organs, one side the state and another side there the union. And therefore the constitution makers had provided just like the provision a agreement in between the two. It is not a agreement with that crown, just the agreement of the other countries of Australia and other so on, but this is not there. But it is a constitutional agreement. Please mind it, it is a constitutional agreement in between the two, that is the union and the state, because the constitution has provided the various provisions where it reflects the agreement in between. Even if the paramount and the milestone and the basic and fundamental element of the federalism is distribution of power, and that distribution of power, as I have said, that the constitution provides legislative, administrative, and the financial, tax related matters, so on. But in that provisions also, the in that aspect, in that chapters also, if you will see, the some power under 249, article 249, 250, 251, 254 are the articles which are, these articles are very useful for your competitive examination as a objective question. Please mind it. The objective questions normally can be asked from these examination, in net examination by the UGC experts also, and other examination also. Article 249, article 250, article 251, and article 254. These are the articles which provides that there is an agreement, as the word is originated from the Latin word which is called the foedus, F-O-E-D-U-S, foedus. So the meaning of this word is the agreement, and the agreement provisions are there in our constitution. And when the state have is, even if the power to make the law which is already made by the parliament, when it can be made. And if you will see, there is 254 also, which provides that after the taking consent or assent from the president of India, state have the power, but subject matter is under the concurrent list. Therefore, the agreement in between the two, if it requires, then state can make the law. There are two provisions under this 54, because the time is very limited and I am not getting the much time to deliver the lecture. And some students basically of whatever is there, but agreement is two type of two government, in between the two government, which is the meaning of this cooperative federalism. And the origin we can calculate it, we can correlate it, and we can analyze it with reference to some provisions of the constitutional law relating to the agreement in between two. But this is not a direct, it is not a form of contract, it is not a form of, in such as the agreement is prescribed under some commercial law and some other law, not in that form, but in the form of constitutional provisions framed by the constitutional makers. And both are sharing the power, the state as well as the union, both are sharing the power, as their powers prescribed under the schedule 7 of the constitution, schedule 7 of the constitution. And the schedule 7 is a provision. If you will see, there are some very interesting aspect where the center can also give, union can also give some powers to the state for making the law with reference to the union subject, but or the administrative functions, that is also prescribed under the constitutional system. And that system have the agreement in between the two. And in India, it is the largest democratic country, democratic republic country, having the 29 states and the union territories are there. And as you have seen that some territories, the union territory have the legislative assembly also under article 239A and 239 double A, capital A. This is also the subject matter of the objective question, please, for all purposes of the examination. And these are the NCT and the Pondicherry I have pointed out. So therefore, the some aspect is given there, which says that the system of national and the provincial government and combined under the common sovereign. But the sovereign is we the people of India having so many resolved to solve, to to constitute India into this kind of the to democratic, sovereign, and that republic, as well as the secular, socialistic, and to secure our citizens of these kinds of justice as it is written in the preamble. Preamble is one of the mirror of the our constitution. So sovereign is, of course, in Constituent Assembly debate was there when it has said that the sovereign lies on the people of India. But the India is the single sovereign. It is very clear. But I have in some my earlier lecture also given some highlight on the concept of sovereign in India. But here, for the purpose of cooperative federalism, there is the single sovereign as written under Indian Constitution, and apart this, there is the distribution of powers and controlling of powers, autonomy of the every organ. But the quasi-federal structure after independence, as I have pointed out, that there was a issue, and that issue was tackled by the situation and circumstances. When the circumstances came, as the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said, as the WVR said in their work, or Ambedkar has expressed the statement with reference to the nature of Indian Constitution in India. Therefore, that has decided according to the circumstances, and it has converted. Is not mentioned. One thing is very clear, and I have said in various lectures. Please, this is very clear that the federal word is not written in the Indian Constitution anywhere. It is not written. No word is there. There is a word union. Everywhere there is a word union. So federal word is not there. But the working of the constitution and working of the political system, working of the government said that in India is a federal. Working is there, and in practice it is federal, and it is now converting into, after this 77 case, it is going to be converted into the cooperative federal, because the union shall not interfere into the domain of the state, even if to exercise the power as given under Article 356 in case of the failure of constitutional machinery. In case of the failure of the constitutional machinery, there should be some ground, and code has laid down some principles, and the political ideology says that easily it should not be imposed any emergency unless there will be. The first lecture is going to be ended because the indication has been given, but I will continue this lecture, the part which is very relevant, and I will complete today, and this part shall be completed today, please, in the next lecture. And thus the working style of the political ideology, government, and the constitutional indication. And constitution, what is the constitution? Basically, constitution, it depends on the persons who are working according to the constitution, and it will change its shape. Pandit Nehru also supported this argument in the Constituent Assembly, and Ambedkar also said that we have Dr. Ambedkar also said that we have make the very wonderful constitution, but it will depend on the uh, the political leaders of our country. That's why the working style, it has changed. It has gradually changed, and the competitive federalism for achieving all round inclusive development in India started from the 1990, after the new economic policy as uh, enforced or implemented or changed the system of polity for the purpose of the economy in India. A competitive in between the organs, there was the competition relating to the business, competition relating to the exercise of their powers with reference to get the finance. and the share of the GST. I will discuss this GST aspect of the latest aspect in this area of the competitive federalism, that may be discussed tomorrow. Now, what is the relationship of this cooperative? Please, that it is very clear that the meaning of the cooperative federalism is agreement in between the union and the state, and agreement according to the provision of constitution. This is number two. Number one is agreement. Number two, according to the constitution. Number three, what kind of the constitutional provisions are there? That distribution of power is there. The number three. And number four says that the union shall not interfere into the domain or to the area, into the jurisdiction of the states without any the strict provision of the constitution, or without any need. That will not be interferes. And the next point relating to the cooperative federalism is that the cooperation should be in between two in the interest of large public, in the interest of large public, because the paramount object of the government and the country is the interest of the public, and our constitution is dedicated to the people of this country. Therefore, the agreement according to the provision of the constitutions in between the state and the union should be, or it shall be, even if it shall be in the interest of the public. States participation in national policies also. States participation. If there is a acute, or if there is a emergency situation in a particular state or in some states, then the state should be asked to take any action with reference to this one. If we will see the Article 355, that there is Article 355, the direction can be given by the union to the state if there is a such type of any kind of the problem, including the maintaining of law and order and some other problems. And that should be, direction should be, of course there is 365 also. And if the state will not perform the direction, or will not perform its duty according to the direction given by the union, then union have the power under the constitution 365 to enforce it and to take the action. And that action should be according to the constitution also, according to the constitution. And every mechanism, test, and the way is given in our constitution under various provisions. That is therefore the state's participation in every matter. This is called the cooperative aspect. And in the national policy making system, framing of national policy, that should be taken the interest of the largest public in India, with asking the states to participate in a particular policy. That is the cooperation in the matters of the sufficient in Schedule 7. Of course, as I have said that the provisions, the areas has defined under Schedule 7, and their demarcation was given under Schedule 7. Schedule 7 is the paramount, it is a milestone, it is a fundamental, and it is a basic provisions of the Indian Constitution for strengthening, for making the strongest of the cooperative federalism in India. Everything is defined in the Constitution. Every area is given in the Constitution, and therefore the 7th schedule is one of the aspect which said that this is the area, and that these areas should be followed by every government who are in the union or the state. Of course, the another side, if you will see the competitive federalism, it is the state and a state relationship in between the state also. one of the aspect we will discuss, that is the relationship of in between the two, with relate or with in reference of or in the context of the trade, commerce and business in between the state and a state and a union and a state. There are the provision in the constitution. We will discuss from article 301, it will up to the 307 and so on. There are the provision for that purpose. Therefore, the as free market economy, free market economy is one of the object of competitive federalism. Now, after the cooperative federalism, there is a question of the competitive federalism. It is the object of competitive federalism is free market, and market should be free. And the subject matters are given in the constitution, under the constitution of the state as well as the union also. For that respect, the free market, exercise of free market should be there with reference to the state policy, national policy, and the areas of their working. All these things are also there. Then please go through the system of the every aspect relating to this federal aspect in India, and that requires to be free marketing. Globalization is another aspect of the competitive federalism. The federalism concept is not only for those students whose syllabus prescribed the various kinds of the federalism, but it is for all the students, including the LLB students also, because after the completion of the study, LLB student may have the object and goal to appear in competitive examination after getting this law graduation. Therefore, this question may ask, or there are the chances to ask this question in various competitive examination, directly or indirectly. If you will read the all the provisions which are written under the constitution from 245 up to the 255, one aspect, and another is that starts from the 256 and goes to the 263 relating to the administrative relationship. In between these two, there are the various provisions which are the subject matter of the objective question. And that globalization, of course, the WTO, World Trade Organization's policy is there for the economy, for the business, and for open market, and for the LGB, to maintain the LGB, the liberalization and the global